Hello guys, my name is Sundeep Koul. Hope you are all doing good. In this video, I will walk you through BMC CMDB Helix, and which is basically a new console which has been released as part of the BMC Helix suite. So initially also CMDB was part of our ITSM suite, but it was embedded into the ITSM itself. Everything, all the functionalities of CMDB were there available in the ITSM suite. But now when BMC Helix was released, so BMC has introduced a new interface for CMDB, which is much more interactive, much more user friendly, and the UI also has been designed in a very phenomenal way. So you can also see how the changes have been done, and what is the new console, how it looks like, and how we can use it, and what are the functionalities available in the new console. So let me walk you through this. Okay, so first I will log into this. So for CMDB, you will definitely get a new URL. Similarly, what we have for ITSM, we'll get a new URL. So when you log into the CMDB with your credentials, the credentials are same what you use for your ITSM. So everything works here similarly. Now when you log into the CMDB, so this is the first place where you will land. This is a dashboard for the CMDB, and this dashboard will talk about the overall health of our CMDB. So whatever you have in your CMDB, where we are like importing the data, then we are normalizing it, we are reconciling it, and then we are moving it to the production data set. Everything has been put it in one page where you can see it. So let me first walk you through this dashboard part. So you can see here, if I go to the dashboard part, it is talking about some health of CMDB. So here you can see when you are running the different jobs processes, so you will come to know that there are some certain exceptions for let's suppose for integrity we have found certain exceptions. So this part will talk about that. So if I click on this, I will get into the details. So we will not dig into more into the details because we'll have just an overview of this. Let me go back to the dashboards, and then so this is the main important part. So here we all know who are working in CMDB that the CMDB pulls the data from different sources, then it is normalized. Normalization is a process in CMDB where it will basically categorize the data. So what type of data it is. Then once it is categorized, then it will be reconciled. So reconciliation also has multiple processes. It has identification, it has merging process, and then it has a purging process also. So identification means to identify as CI, because when you receive a data from different data sources, so it will be there is a possibility that different data sources might have similar CIs. So the reconciliation is a process which basically it reconciles this data and identifies the single data or a single CI from all the data sources, and then pushes only a unique CI to the CMDB production golden data set. So we will not have duplicates in the production data set. So this is the reconciliation process. So it starts from here. So here the data sources we have. So here you can see in the console, if I click on this, I'll get to the see multiple data sources from which I am pulling the data. So also this has some hovering information. If you click on this, it will give you the information. Then once the CIs are imported, it is normalized. So if you click on this, it will take you to the normalized section where the data is being normalized. Then it is reconciled. So as I explained you what is reconciliation, then once it's reconciled, it's pushed to the golden data set, and then this golden data set is consumed by our multiple applications like incident, problem, change. They are using this data. Okay, now if I see here from this section, there is currently it is displaying for all the data sets. So what is a data set? So data set is again when you define different data sources, so you put data in a particular staging form. So that staging place where we put the data is called a data set. So I will suppose I am identifying a data from BMC ADDM. So then I will have a data set called BMC.ADDM. Then everything, whatever comes from ADDM will be placed in that staging data set BMC ADDM. And then once the reconciliation of the data will happen, it will use this data set to reconcile it and then push it to the push it to the main data set, which is called bmc.asset. So that is the golden data set. So similarly here, you can, if we talk about console, you can navigate through this all, and then you can see the data for the respective data set. If I change here the data set name, here you can see the information has also changed. So now it is only showing the data related to the BMC ADDM. Okay, so this is the basic console we have, the dashboards on the front end. Now we have one more important thing here in the console is this quick search. So now suppose I need to make a search of a particular CI, then I have this option here. I can search it. For example, by default it has given me some default values. So let me use this. If I remove this name, so here I can use any attribute, and based on that I can search it. What I will do, I'll select all, then I will search it. Now you can see that has got me that data or the CIs from the computer system class. Now I will show you a very beautiful feature which has been added here. Now if I click on this, so it will open up an explorer. So it will show me everything in a pictorial format, so or a graphical format. I will be able to see my CMDB, how my particular, for example, this is an application, ERP application server, so how it is related with the other CIs, that information will be shown here in a pictorial format. Then there are multiple options here. You can, if I click on this section, it will expand it, it will show me the other related CIs. So for example, let me click on this. So you can see it will okay, I think I haven't, or let me click on this one. I think maybe there is nothing on that, just to showcase you. So you can see here, so that particular CI which I clicked, it has a related CIs. So these CIs can be from different classes. For example, a computer system class CI can be related with an application system class. Similarly, server can be related with a hardware class, and then it can be related with application class. So in live scenarios, for example, I have a server on which I have an email application, then also I will have a database application. So these both email application and database application, they will be in an application CI class, and then they will be related with this server, which will be in a server or a hardware class. So then that relationship will come here. Now how this information or this pictorial information helps us, this helps us when we are making the changes into the system. For example, if I have to bring this ERP server down, if I need to make some changes into the server, or I need to do some upgrades on the server, then this particular case or this particular section will help me in identifying that if I bring this down, what will be impacted. Maybe there is some network which is connected to this particular server, so I will be able to identify the impact of bringing this server down. So how many users, which section, which network will be impacted, that I will be able to identify this. So this is a very good feature from BMC remedy for this particular CMDB part. You can explore it more, so and you will get to know there are a lot of more features in this. Okay, so let me go back to the dashboards. Okay, now dashboards, we have seen what is there. Now on the right side, you can see on the dashboards there are some information, or we call it as a notifications, which have been given. So here you can see currently running jobs, top data set by CI issues. So this will give you just an as I said, this is an dashboard to give you an overall health of CMDB. So this particular section also helps us in identifying that what jobs are running, which data sets have issues, or if there are any issues happening in the system, that will be displayed here. Currently there isn't anything, so it is not showing anything. So now coming on to the console part. So if I click here on these jobs, you can see I have this reconciliation normalization section where I can manage my, if I click on this manage normalization, so it will take me to the section for managing the normalization. So here I can see I can create a normalization job. Whenever there are CIs which are being imported, so I can define my normalization jobs here, and it will normalize the data. I have already explained you what is a normalization process. You can read it through into the BMC docs, and you will come to know what exactly is this. Then all my jobs for normalization I can be managed here from this section. You can create a new job here, and what is happening in the existing jobs you will come to know in this section. Similarly, we have a this reconciliation section. So in reconciliation, this section is a place which shows us what is happening into the reconciliation. I can create a new job. I can I will come to know what is happening into the existing reconciliation jobs. As I said earlier, the reconciliation has three processes. So this has three processes: identify, merge, and purge. So you can navigate to the respective section. What is happening in identification, what is happening in this merge, what is happening in purge, you can see it here in this section. So we can see for a particular reconciliation process what is happening into the system. Similarly, you have here the options of defining it based on data set. So you can select here whether which data set you want to see the reconciliation process. Now moving on to the next part is this, sorry, manage data sources. Okay, this is when you are fetching data from different data sources, so you can define them here. Here you can add different data sources from which you are fetching the data. You can add a new data source, you can add a new data set. So whenever we as I said earlier also, whenever we pull the data from different data sources, it is placed in a staging form or a staging place. We call it as a data set, and then finally after reconciliation it moves to the production data set. So you can define those data sets here. Now coming on to the next section. So okay, this is a section where we can see information related to the CIs. So first is this CIs update part. So here any updates which is happening on the CI, for example, we have multiple jobs into the system, and then these jobs are basically updating our CIs. So for example, today our server had 32 gigs of RAM, and tomorrow it has been upgraded to 64 gigs. So then this information will be definitely fetched from the network, and it will be updated on that particular server. So these all updates will be showcased here. Now coming on to the query. Okay, now let's go. This is again class query mapping. Here you can define the query for this classes. It is basically related to TSOM. I will not go into that. So let me show you now how to create this CI manually. Ideally, we do not create CIs manually. It is being created by different systems, but sometimes you might need to create it manually. So here I will define a data set in which I need to create a CI. So I can select the data set in which I need to create a CI. So this is here. I will select the class in which I need to create a data set. I need to create a CI. So let me select, for example, a computer system class. Okay, yeah, this is a computer system class. So it will take some default name. You can change it. I'm not going to change it. So I'll click on save. The moment I clicked on save, so you can see it has shown me this CI in an explorer way. So here I can then edit it. I can make the changes in the CI. If I open this in edit mode, I can edit the CI to provide more details. So let's suppose I do this. Then here you can see if I right click on this, it will say edit instance, mark as delete. So you can do these operations. You can edit this CI, provide more information on that. Then that can be done here in this console. So this is how you create a CI manually. And If I click here on show CI details, it will show CI details here. You can see here there is taken some default values, but you can you can change it. You can edit the CI. So let me go back. Okay, now class management. So class management, we know that we had these classes in we are we have different classes in CMDB in which the data is being you know set, or in which the data is being managed. So we can here manage these classes. Like we know that we used to create attributes, we used to add attributes, we used to add classes in CMDB through the traditional console in through ITSM. Here also you can do the same. So if I select here this class base element, which is the base class, you can see here I have attributes here, and then I can add my attributes to this. But normally we do not do any addition to the base class. So now if I expand it here, you can see here I have different subclasses. So I can click on the subclass, for example this collection. Then in under collection I have these different classes, and then in case I want to add any attributes, give permissions, that also can be done here. You can click on this add, and then you can add different attributes to the class. So this is the class management. Now coming on to the next section is configuration. So here these are just basic configurations of your this particular portal. So you have this dashboard, schedule, then dashboard and data sources. So you can explore this part. What I will show you here is this reconciliation jobs. So here in normalization. So in normalization I can define this catalog mapping. So here I can map the operational and product categories. That mapping can be defined here. Similarly, if I go here in the reconciliation, then we can define our identification rules, qualification rules, and precedence exceptions. If I see this identification rule, so here there are some standard identification rules which have been given to us, but we can also add our own custom identification rule. So identification rule is basically that how you define how you want to identify your CI based on what criteria. So anybody who is working in CMDB, he knows this, and who is not aware about this, he has to learn it more. Okay, so here you can see for this admin domain class, this is the priority 1 qualification based on which it will be identified. Okay, similarly we have priority 2, and then I can add more qualifications into the custom section. Okay, then we have these qualification rules, precedence exceptions. You can see that precedence you can define in CM. Then we have this federation and archive manager. Archive being a federation manager, you can explore yourself, but federation, we know this is this is used normally for the federated data. When we bring federated data into the CMDB, so this is used. Okay, so this is it from my side for CMDB. Hope you have liked this video. You can explore this console. Once you get an access to this system, you can explore this console and identify more features into the in different sections. Thank you. Thanks from my side. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.